Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, emos of all ages, Never a Phase Network brings to you the #1 emo podcast on the planet, Emo Kids Anonymous. My name is Rob LaFoon. Unfortunately, my co-host Amanda could not be here today. Amanda will be back soon. Amanda, we're thinking of you. Today we're running it the fuck back with one of our favorite guests of all time. This is the Tenmo interview 2. The emo boogaloo, the lakeshore emo boogaloo. If you've been a fan of this show since the beginning, you know, one of our very early guests was Nish and Charlie from tenmonthsummer, and Amanda and I, for lack of better terms, fell in love with tenmonthsummer. To this day, one of our nearest and dearest bands that we're friends with. They have a new EP coming out on May 15th, so obviously, Nish sent me the tracks, and I immediately was like, whatever day you want to come on, I don't give a fuck. Like, you are coming on this show. I love you. Just as good as the first time. I'm sad Amanda couldn't be here for it. I'm sad Charlie wasn't. It wasn't during his allocated cage free time for him to come, but me and Nish had a great time. I love this motherfucker so much. I love tenmonthsummer. Before we get to this though, do us a favor, subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to stay up to date, prescribe. It means a lot to us, if you could show us any sort of support like that. It's a little thing, but it goes a long way for us. Seeing that subscriber or the like count go up, it's really helpful for us as well with the algorithm. If you use Instagram or TikTok or Twitter, any of those applications, if you could follow us as well, that means a lot. You can find links to all of these on emokidsanonymous.com. You can find some more cool shit at neveraphasenetwork.com. We have a Discord where I am very active, talking a lot of shit. The link is down in the description. And as always, this episode is brought to you by our friends over in Protégé. Protégé is the all-in-one face serum. It'll take your face from fucky to fresh real quick, okay? You rub it on once a day. No film, no cast, no hassle, no stress, none of that shit. It's cheap, it's easy. And you find yourself starting looking a lot younger and a lot hotter, okay? So you go over to Protégé.com, you enter Emo Kids at checkout. You get your first bottle for $10. And after that, you go back, you enter Rob40, R-O-B-B. There's 2 B's. 2 B's for bad, bitch, as I've been saying since I was 9 years old. Rob40 gets you 40% off for life over at Protégé.com. Now, without further ado, here's our interview with Nish from tenmonthsummer. There's bad news every week. Another. Oh, Nish, you beautiful, beautiful bitch.
What is up, man?
Oh, I've never been more excited to see somebody.
Likewise, dude.
I'm like, fuck. Oh, so I felt so bad. Yeah, Amanda, her dad passed away a couple weeks ago, and she's and today she's like, I don't have it. And I want to be like, but if you look, it's Nish. He'll cheer you up. Like.
No, I totally understand. I mean, my condolences too for what she's going through. I can't imagine, and I know it must be very difficult. So whatever she needs, to get back to it and just to take your time.
Exactly what I said. I was like, there's going to be ups and downs. Like, there's going to be times you're fine. Like, trust me. Like, worst thing ever. But moving on from the topic of grieving and mourning and losing our parents and stuff.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Emo Kids Anonymous. One of our very, like, I feel like you were like our 6th or 7th interview. You were so early.
Yeah.
And we both fucking loved you guys so much. Like, we still do. But a lot's been going on since then, and we've probably picked up some new listeners, and you guys have too. So
for sure,
I guess once again, tell these people about seminal lakeshore emo band tenmonthsummer.
Oh yeah, happy to. First of all, just so good to be back. Like, this is like one of my favorite podcasts to listen to. It was our favorite one to be on. I mean, you guys were just like so sweet, so embedded into the scene, and that's like just really, I think, beautiful, and we're very grateful for it. But my name's Nish. I sing and I write the words in a band called tenmonthsummer from Chicago, and we were on here before talking about our first EP, and now we're here because we got a second one coming.
You got a second one coming
out
well, by the time this one comes, this one can either come out on 2 days before or the day it drops. I'll let you pick. But basically, they have a new EP coming out right now. And a lot of tonal shift, a lot of
Mhm.
lyrical shift almost.
Yeah.
Is We're Trying, is that new too?
Yes, yeah, new label, new creature on the cover, and,
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, new Tenmomon, yeah.
yeah. I love that.
Yeah, you're collecting them there. So, let's start with We're Trying because they're absolute sweethearts.
Yes.
Every band that they have, we basically bring on. How did that beautiful marriage start there?
Yeah, we were just thinking about where we wanted to kind of go next. I mean, when we were writing Phae Lines, like we didn't think that would even be on a label. And then Joe from Righteous Anger, like one of our pals, used to be in a band that we played with a few times, and um, Joe was just like, "Hey, like I'd love to put this out," and we are like, "For sure." And like we're like, we're a nobody band. You're a new label, so we'll be your first band, and just kind of like build together and. Um, Obviously, we're here almost 2 years later after that EP dropped, and very humbled and grateful for the way it's touched people. And we've had a
Mhm.
lot of, I think we've seen more success with that record than we thought we would, and that's like,
I was gonna say for essentially having, one EP of tracks out there,
yeah,
for the most part, like, pretty beloved, have been able to build up a very strong fan base,
yeah, absolutely,
and I'm
yeah.
sure, like, I get it, but, like, as the person making it, being a humble, normal human, you're probably like, "This doesn't make any sense."
I mean, I'm just really happy that the first one kind of stuck in that, like, that's the tone we wanted to set. We wanted to set a tone of, you know, uh emo that, like, the Kerosene Heights flag guy behind you, emo that is more concerned with what is happening in like our adult world and our partnerships as we get older, and how all the lessons and learnings that we've take from our very I don't know, charged youth,
Yeah,
and those relationships have translated into partnerships that we want to have for the rest of our lives. I was just thinking a lot about Take This to Your Grave today because it's the 23rd birthday,
yeah.
and I was just like, everyone's talking about how angry and all the lyrics that Pete had on that record, and I was like, yeah, like I get it. I mean,
Yeah.
when you're that age and you're going through
Pete's writing
stuff.
those lyrics as a pissed off 18-year-old kid.
Exactly, yeah, and like, I didn't want us to come out of the gates when I'm like 30 years old writing those same kinds of songs. And
No.
so yeah, EP2 is definitely a shift. And so we recognize that we had a bigger pull, and we've built some like really good relationships in the community. Our besties and I've had Corolla were like, yo, hit up We're Trying Records. Had thought about a couple labels. Like we before PNWK went down, that was an
Yeah.
option. Before, in fact, when we were going to
You're
release,
like, "We were chit-chatting already."
yeah, and then
Summer.
things happen. Things happen, and we were. Ironically, we were also going to pitch Thumbs Up Records for Fate Lines, and so if there's a label you hate, let us know. We'll pitch them the 30p, and they'll probably go under.
Right, yeah,
That's
yeah.
so just let us know if there's a label you
Right,
don't
yeah,
like.
everyone watch yourself. Yeah, brain synthesizer and
Oh
Billy.
gosh, no, please not
Yeah.
them. They're such a good label. They have so many good
Yeah,
bands on
yeah,
them.
yeah.
But yeah, so reach out to Jordan and was just like, hey, we had played their 10-year reunion show, not the reunion show, the 10-year anniversary show. We just did an acoustic set because 95 Curl had to drop out, and so we got to meet Jordan and just all the bands that had showed up for that too in Chicago. It was just like everyone was just so happy to be on this label.
Mhm.
They're a label that like just really cares about the bands on it, the artists on it. Jordan is doing like so much legwork. It's like just him, just out
Oh, no,
there
that dude's grinding, bro,
grinding.
he
Yes.
like oh my god, yeah, no. I and I feel like there's a few bands on there that are, like, just kind of about to really blow up. There's one, what are they fucking called? They got, like, a four-word name. Hold on a second, I got it right here. Uh, uh HMCC. What?
Oh,
Heavy
Heavy Metal
Metal
Chess
Chess
Club. Oh
Club.
my gosh.
Yeah.
We played with those cats in Philly on our latest tour. They are so good. They are
Right,
so
yeah. I
young
was
and
like,
so
what
good.
the fuck is this?"
They're insane. I got to hear the record early. It's fucking
It's yeah.
phenomenal.
Same with
They're
the
great.
Swiss Army Wife now too,
Yes.
like,
Oh my gosh.
hell
So
yeah.
happy to be like label mates with them. They're
Right, yeah,
so
that's pretty
sweet.
sick pull. Yeah,
They're awesome too. Their new record is also incredible. Jordan
yeah.
is very gracious in giving us some of these to listen early, and
Same,
there's
yeah. Shout out Jordan for letting us. I feel like Borat's sister doing the. You'll never get this. You'll
yeah.
never get you'll get this in 2 months. Like
There's also a band on We're Trying that put out this really good LP. I believe it was last year that like maybe went on the radar. Was it last year or 2 years ago? They're called Sentiments, and like
mm,
they sound like a next generation reincarnation of Title Fight. And like they
sick.
are really, really underrated. Not enough people talking about them. Really good. I think they're just a two-piece, which is crazy. I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me on that one, but really good band, worth checking out. Also, when we're trying, Jordan just like finds these like really niche bands that have these like
Me,
really insane sounds. I mean,
I have
yes,
a I have a We're
Scarlet
Trying
Street,
Records. Yeah, shout out,
yes,
yeah, our dear friends in the
oh,
Scarlet Streets.
wonderful.
Yeah,
That record is now up for sale on vinyl. If
yeah,
people want that, it's
yeah.
worth getting.
They were. Ben sent me like two options on the vinyl, and I like had just woken up and I responded like A or B or whatever, and then like 3 minutes later I got a text from Holly like, no. It's the other one. It has to be. I'm like, I don't know. I just woke up. Fuck, I picked the wrong. I don't know. I'm not the vinyl guy. Like, talk to Scott's Records. I don't
Yeah.
know, bro. Like, fuck. Oh, that's sick. You guys though, like, obviously we're yearning hard on the first EP. You guys become like the yearning emo band. There's times, and there's definitely some yearning on the EP, but like of the tracks released so far,
Mm-hmm.
um, obviously before the EP, we did Every Day Feels Like 912,
Yeah.
and we are dropping a song where the title is in Bengali.
Mm-hmm.
Like, getting a little more fucking punk rock and political here.
Yeah, for sure. I think it was just time. I mean, these songs are, if you're a live at G-Man truther, you've heard a good chunk of these,
I was gonna
in a
say,
live
yeah, no,
setting,
there's some songs that,
Yeah, the ones that
which is
know.
so cool. There's like this lore there where it's like there was a live record.
Yeah,
Like when we had you first on, like I listened to the live record mainly because it's like,
yeah.
okay, like this is my bass line. It's like
Mm-hmm.
the true Tenmo heads know.
Yes, they know, they felt it, and they've heard these songs for quite a while because we are much slower on the release schedule than they are on the writing schedule. We're writing,
Mm,
songs way faster than we can record them because we all have, full-time jobs. Some of us are
yeah,
married, you have
adults, yeah.
partners, cats, all that good stuff, and dogs, and so it's just, we're what is sad, I guess, or what is harrowing is that we wrote these songs like 2 years ago and they're coming out now and they feel even
And they
more
feel more.
pertinent.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what's up with that, right? Like
You're like, this shit kind of
you
sucks, bro.
I know that time and society and life and all of existence moves in cycles, but you'd hope that we'd be past these cycles
Yeah.
of violence
There
and
hasn't been a
stupidity.
cycle here. No, we've just been,
No,
it's like the washing machine is fucking
yes,
broken, bro. And it's been
we're just
pretty
on
broken since
repeat.
like weirdly around 2016. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
weird
know.
how that happened.
Yeah, causation, correlation. I don't know. I'm not the one here with a master's degree, brother. It's on you to explain.
I mean, yeah, there is yearning, and we kind of kept those on the back end of the EP, and you'll get there when you get there. And I think that the closer, when we're here, is like maybe one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite yearning tracks. I think it's just like this idea of like no matter what universe reality we're in, when we're here with the people we love, and obviously in the song's instance, it's me and my fiance Mara. Like when we're here together, like you're impervious, like you can make it through anything, and that feeling of invincibility with the person you love, despite the trials and tribulations and the exhaustion of like the everyday life, like I think is like really special, and I hope that we can capture it in that song, and I feel like we did. But that's once we release it, that's your call to make, I guess. But
Yeah.
in my eyes, I think
I
green
think
light.
you guys touched everything very well. We're like, yeah, if you're basing it off like this, the song from the split and the single so far, you're kind of like, oh, what's gonna happen here? And then you get like, was it track 3 where you're like, there, trust me, folks, there's a Midwest emo song on here.
Yes.
Like, yeah, there is. You'll be able to find it. It's
Mm-hmm.
easy, but like, yeah, you guys, you give the people what they want still almost in that regard, but like, it feels like a new direction.
Yeah, and we're really excited, just to see how people respond to it and like it. I think like what's exciting about this EP too is that like Phalanx was kind of just like a mishmash of stuff we just put together in theory because we just had recorded. We've been a band
Yeah.
for so long. We're like, fuck, we just gotta get a
These are
record
the
out.
songs we have. We need something, a cohesive thing.
Yeah, and like this EP was a lot more concerted, both in the writing and like the structure of it, of like where we wanted the emotional narrative to go, but also when we were writing these songs, like you're just hearing the band encapsulated in 5 tracks that I think they're best at that moment in time. And that's our goal with any release, and that's kind of why we take so long to put stuff out, is that like we're less concerned about the productivity of the band and putting out, as many songs as possible. We want to make sure that when we put a song out, like you get the best of what we could offer at that moment. And I,
Yeah.
I think EP2 is a great upgrade to what Phalanx has. I will forever love that record too. I mean, there's no, ifs, ands, or buts about that. But I'm
Yeah.
really excited for what Your Name Is My Ocean is bringing to the table. I think it's just like really, um, I don't know. It just something about when I heard the masters, I was like, yeah, like this is Tenmo V2. We're back.
Well, you guys also seem to big emo must be in in your pockets or something. It seems like on the production side, Mr. Menino mixed this.
Oh, this is Gary Sione.
Oh, Gary,
Too.
Gary. Oh shit,
Yeah,
Gary.
yeah.
Oh, our
The
boy
big G.
Gary. That's what it
Yes,
was.
yeah.
Gary is an angel. Gary, how much did you deal with Gary?
Uh,
He's a
we
bit
j-
of an
we
enabler, huh?
we only did email comms,
Oh,
but I wish we could have gone to Soundacre. I mean, I watched the episode, and it sounds like it would have been a hoot to do that.
oh yeah, I know. Gary is an enabler. I'll get texts from him where it's just like, hey, he's like, You should manage bands. Have this bit like we had Make War on a couple weeks ago,
Oh
and it's
wow,
like I've been aware of Make War, but like he
yeah.
texted me basically like he's like, my friend Jose DM'd you, didn't respond to him. Message him back. I told him I set it up. And then he followed up with me like 2
I
days
love
later.
Gary.
Gary's a fucking angel. Yeah, no, I can't remember if it was New Year's or Christmas, but on one of those he texted me in a way like we're one of your like relatives or
Yeah,
an old coworker where we're just like, Merry Christmas kind of thing. And it's like, what a fucking nice, like, we live in such a bullshit world that, like, the
absolutely.
Merry Christmas text, I'm like, "Oh, what an angel," but,
It's
like
so thoughtful, and
you
I
right? Yeah, I was like, "What
yeah.
a fucking good guy."
And I just love too, like the way that we were only in emails, and we are like we were this is our first time ever not having Luke do the production or anything on
Mhm.
it, and so we were very like nervous and hesitant to like have the full band be touched by someone else, and
You're almost first time because everything's in-house before if Luke's doing it, so it's
yeah.
like,
Hmm.
"Fuck, we have this idea, this or that, like, do we trust you with our fucking baby?"
Exactly, yeah. And I think that like Gary did a great job of like pushing, the sound in certain places, but also just like hearing out our idea. And
Mhm.
I remember like while we were going through the back and forth process with Gary, like going through like mixed divisions, that's when the episode of his drop with y'all, and I was watching that, of him being like, like if a band wants me to like take the wheel, I'll take the wheel, but if they if they have an idea that they know what it sounds like, then like like I trust them too. And so I think we want to make sure that like we weren't just like using Gary for the sake of using Gary and not actually getting some of his input or his
Yeah,
stylings
exactly,
in there.
not just for the sake of being able to put in the credits right there to have it to where yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
even then, how valuable is that I saw it, and I'm friends with Gary, and I was like, "Oh, I said Billy?" You know what I mean? But, like, there's only so much value in the name thing, like, you want you're
Mhm.
like, "There's a reason we hired you."
Yeah, and, I'm just, like, really stoked with the way that the songs turn out, is especially if you listen to, like, Live at JVM, which obviously is a live record, right? But, like, if you listen to the versions, like, just, like, hearing the subtleties, like, what is slipped in there, like, just, like, the levels of stuff and some of the more, like, studio choices that you can't get in the live sound, I think Gary did a fantastic job. And, Luke was doing most of the comms, but there was I think one email chain where I jumped in to respond to Gary for something for Luke, and I was also like, "Hey, by the way, like you've been talking to Luke this whole time, but this is Nish, and as someone who knows nothing about music and is just a writing guy, like you're doing a fantastic job. Like this is just
Yeah,
seriously
you're
like,
you're doing great,
yeah,
sweetie.
yeah, yeah. It's just, I mean, like I'm sure Gary doesn't need that from us, but like I
Yeah,
just,
yeah, as he's, like,
like
ripping
Gary's
his
like, I fucking know
bubbler,
what I'm
he's like,
doing. I'm Gary
"Thanks,
Sione,
man."
but
God da
I
I wonder
just
if Gary's ever said, "I'm Gary
he
Cioni."
should. Gary, if you're listening to
He
this, you
should,
should say
yeah,
every morning you should wake up and be like,
yeah.
I'm fucking Gary C, and I do this
Right,
shit.
yeah, like, I am that motherfucker in this world, yeah. I am the heavier of the emo daddies, basically.
For
Like, there's
real.
3 emo daddies right now. There's Gary, there's Billy, and there's Nick.
True.
And, they got their own, like, slight different if it's a Venn diagram, like,
I do
Garrett,
want
you
to
run
throw
one
in
side of it.
an underscore for this Tyler Floyd who's doing some crazy
Oh
shit out
shit!
there too.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I feel like that's like the elite four of like the
He did
champion belt.
he did the Saturdays record, right?
Yeah, yeah,
He's with okay.
and pretty sure is doing this Harrison Gordon LP1. It's him. He also did the
Oh yeah,
bottom bracket
because
record.
they just signed with what? Hopeless or Fearless?
I'm so bad at
One of those two. I think
yes, hopeless. I think.
Hopeless. I think you're right. Yeah,
Yeah,
and we're yeah LP fucking one. About
yeah,
time.
that's gonna be a ripper for sure.
Yeah, Harrison. I'll see you in a few months when we get ready for that one.
Yeah.
Fuck. Good for them. Yeah, Tyler. I think Tyler was our contact point for Saturdays when we booked them. I think he does
Oh, nice.
management for them as well.
Yes,
Like, yeah,
yeah, and
he's
he does their live sound too, man. Just
yeah.
an incredible engineer, super thoughtful. We were trying to use Tyler for this as well, but just in hindsight, now they're doing the Saturdays record, they're on the road with
They're
Saturdays and
busy.
the
Yeah, they
Harrison
have not
record.
stopped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so sometimes it's just about timing too with like who you get. But we like
Of
if
course.
you
We're
pick any
talking
of
about
those four
it's
names,
70 bands in our world that are kind of using these same four
yeah,
guys for the most part.
and you
Yeah.
cannot go wrong with any of them.
No, yeah, they're all safe bets. Yeah.
Yeah,
How like lyrically here, though, let's before we get to the EP,
yeah,
every day feels like 9/12.
yes, yeah.
Beyond the delivery change and shit like that, we're getting like a lot of Sputy almost.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I have like a loose thought of it, as a very white looking kid from an Arab family.
Mm,
My grandpa wouldn't really, I remember asking him at one point about, post 9/11 world, but he
mhm.
wouldn't tell me shit. And he was a rich old man. What does he fuck? It's not really affecting him in the same way.
Yeah, sure.
But for maybe the uninitiated, every day feels like 9/12. What does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, I remember just the feeling of like, people being like 9/11 was the worst day ever, and I remember like being a kid and being like, well, the day after was pretty bad, for everyone else on the planet with brown skin.
You're like, it's pretty tough for yeah.
Yeah, like
Not so great for Nish.
I certainly don't want to downplay, the horrors and the tragedy and the lives lost in
Of
9/11,
course,
but
yeah.
like there are like 100 9/11s that the U.S. does to other countries every single day. It's happening right now.
Mhm.
Israel's doing it to Iran. Has been doing it for years on end to
Since the
Gaza, and so
50s,
like,
yeah.
I mean, there's the reaches of imperialism and the empire are doing these on mass scale, so it's like the moment that they get a taste of the same kind of like
The same
violence.
thing. I remember
Yeah.
my aunt Linda's a bitch, but Linda had it. Linda, if you're watching this, go fuck yourself. But
Holy
Linda had a
shit.
housekeeper, Irina. She knows I feel this, but
Yeah.
Irina was a girl from Russia. And I remember, and it's like I was born in America. I'm an American kid living in Canada at the time with like an Arab family, but like but like we don't really talk about, we weren't like we look like this. We're not like, proud Arab people. It's just like a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, grandpa's from Lebanon. And I remember
Yeah.
her saying something like, well, the US, like, I don't think she said she deserved it. We don't need to cancel Irina, but basically, like, they do this all the time. Like 3,000 people. She's like, you should like, I have a cousin in Yemen, this or that. And it's
Yeah.
like, at the time, I'm 12. It doesn't make any sense to me. But in hindsight, like,
You realize that the
yeah,
scope and
like,
the scale and like if you think of like even the trickle down effects of like in the all the nefariousness of like U.S. and other geopolitical interventions of like
mhm.
leaders or like political coups or the
You
idea of
talk about, yeah. If
democratizing
you
all
go
these
from a
places.
Venezuela to an Iraq to
Yeah.
overreaching to being able to tap your phone calls, kind of to taking your fucking shoes off at the airport to
Yes.
everything became to not being able to bring a drink through, which seems silly. And it's like, it is silly. It's like
Yeah.
one guy kind of did this little thing
Yeah.
years after that, but like we've been riding
Mhm.
it for 15 years. Why?
Yeah, just for the sake of security, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like I too like I grew up like in a very privileged part of the Chicago suburbs. Like I'm from that town. Everyone loves to shit on Naperville, which is rightfully so. It's like a horrible place that's full of a lot of like elitist rich folks. And my dad is an immigrant from like a tiny village of Bangladesh. Like that picture of the single is like the river of where he
I was
grew
going to
up.
say, yeah, I
Yeah.
figured, yeah, that was a
Yeah,
direct family tie. I figured.
remote location, like I'm talking like maybe 100 200 people in this village. They got their first paved road maybe in like 2006. Like this is like a
Damn.
he like fought his way to his economic success, and like that doesn't change the privilege I grew up with, but I, always
No,
want to give
but there's
him
levels to it
the
in perspective
credence.
that you're
Yeah.
aware of.
Like the understanding of like we have this economic security, and yet that doesn't make us the same as other people in the
Mhm.
neighborhood, right? And so like
Yeah.
that's like,
You can be rich too, but yeah, it's like that fucking Fresh Prince episode where Carlton, like,
yeah,
you realize, like, okay, yeah, we live in Naperville, but, like,
it's different still.
all of a sudden, overnight, everyone thinks I'm a fucking terrorist.
Yeah, and then, like, in 2nd grade, that feels weird, like, when certain kids stop talking to you, and, like, as you grow up, like, as a kid, you just internalize it, and, like, it makes you feel
Yeah.
different and
It
strange,
doesn't make any
and
sense too,
when you get
probably.
older, you're like, "Oh, you didn't learn this, like, your parents taught you this," you
Mhm.
know? So it's just, like, recognizing, like, the ways that xenophobia and racism and fear, like, just to destroy community and, like, connection. And so like we wrote that song a while ago too, and it had the impetus was when that 6-year-old Palestinian boy Wadea was killed by that landlord. And I just like remember reading the article, like, a boy stabbed dozens of times, and I'm just like what is this, like what is this madness? Like I can't believe that,
Yeah.
like, like it's speaking to like every day feels like 9/12/2001, but also every day feels like 9/12 02, 03, 04, 05, 06. It's every day
It's
feels like,
every fucking day,
yeah,
yeah.
every day feels like October 8th,
I was just
2020,
saying, there's everything
like,
it's every day is October 8th too, every
yeah.
day is yeah.
And I also want to give artistic credit to Home Is Where, because it's playing directly off, every day feels like 9/11 and their song
Mhm.
9/12, and like I
Of
think like
course.
the juxtaposition of violence explosion to a more muted violence, a more surreptitious violence.
Mhm.
I think, like, we wanted to flip it on its head too with the delivery of that song, where it's like I'm delivering a more, you know, controlled, I
Mhm.
have to be polished in the way I talk about these things, right? And, like, the feeling of having to do that as a brown person, to
I
always
was gonna
have to
say
be articulate.
you're the educated,
Yeah.
angry,
Yeah,
or
the
like,
model
it's like it
minority.
especially things too, it becomes very quickly where it's like, oh, the loud, whatever, like this kind of bullshit, but it's like, okay,
Yes.
well, I'm also educated, and you realize, like, whether I agree with it or not, I need to approach it a certain way
Mhm.
to convince these motherfuckers kind of thing.
Yeah, and so, like, that's like, the first half of, right, we're just trying to make this plea through just it's like, because if I'm the one, on the latter half of the song, Sam comes in and does the scream vocals, and so it's like,
Mm,
here we have, like, a white man who has platform protection and security through a lot of these violences that people of color face, talking about, the lines like, "We watch lives burn, taxes at
yep.
work, fuck faith, fuck states, cowards save face," is what he screams, and it's like, if you have, like, imagine a brown guy screaming that in the streets
Yeah,
versus,
it's a lot, it
yeah,
becomes some bullshit if it's you kind of thing, yeah. I
exactly.
remember I saw a clip this weekend of is it Jur or is it Jer? Uh,
I would think it's Jer.
the ska
Yeah, Scouts Network.
performer. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Scott Network, and it's like, we're kind of same thing going like, saying his shit, and people in the comments, like, just talking, and it's like, talking shit about, like, his like, "Oh, he's got expensive
Yeah.
shoes on."
I
It's like,
also
you are
think that,
discounting
I think Jer uses they, them pronouns.
they, them, yeah, yes, they, them, yes, 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 Jared, so, like, they're basically shooting on a black individual
Yeah.
solely for this, like, it's like, you're nitpicking, like, you wouldn't be saying
Yes.
that shit to me, bro.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're like, "Oh, he's got nice shoes on." That means he doesn't, it's like
Yeah, the idea that, like, someone, like, finding ways to poke holes in the argument that, that are non sequiturs or straw mans
mm,
is a classic thing too, so,
yeah,
yeah, but that song
classic
felt.
Facebook uncle bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. But that song felt really pertinent to write after seeing these violences, and it came out at a time where, the ICE was in our neighborhoods too. So like, it's just sad how timely it has been and will be, I think, for a while. And the other two songs in the split, from Background Character and Valacia, are also really poignant
Yeah,
in what they're talking about too. These ideas of like the technological AI bullshit we're dealing with. Both those bands, like, I think, articulate their stories so well, and I really love that split for what it became. It was kind of
say,
like
yeah.
really quickly put together, but really excited for.
Yeah, it felt like it came out of nowhere, but it was very,
Yeah.
yeah. Chicago Handshake was a nice welcome surprise, at
Hmm.
the end of the year last year, but you guys are doing a good job too, like, you especially, of just, like, like you mentioned the ice raids and shit like that, like, we're not
Yeah.
just a fucking band, we're not a marketing tool, thing like
No.
that, there's an obligation that comes with this platform and community that comes with it, where it's like, okay, we need to be looking out for our people, even if it's not, even if the end goal isn't stream our record.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I would rather like, if you end up never streaming our music from hearing any of the, like, the tangential things we talk about, whether it's through podcasts, interviews, whatever, but it inspires you to, like, take action for your community, I think that is way better than, like, spending your time listening to our music because, like, you're doing more, you know?
It pays forward more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like like, I am glad that I'm glad that if our music has ever touched anyone's lives. Let me be clear about that. I don't wanna be,
Mhm.
like, ungrateful. It's given us a lot of opportunities. We've got to see, half the country so far through touring and stuff like that. We made a lot of friends, such as yourself and all the folks, around us, but that's, like, not the point of it. The point of it is that, like, we're here suffering together, and we wanna make sense of it, and so, I don't know. I think, like, it's less about can 10 month summer become big? It's more about did 10 month summer like leave you with something worthwhile?
Yes.
And I'd rather you change someone else's life than us change their life, if that
It's
makes sense.
almost like you said with, like, the single stuff where it's like, we're not as productive as these other bands, like, there's some bands and it's we're dumbing it down a lot, but there's some bands are chasing the algorithm, some bands are chasing a legacy thing where, like, yeah, 5
Mhm.
years, 10 years, 15 years from now, you can look back on Tenmo, whatever phase it's in then, and be like, "Oh, we're really proud of this moment because of that," as opposed to, like, "We
Mhm.
spent this 3 months promoting this TikTok single, and the single did numbers," but, like, people don't really and, like, I'll tell you, as the guy that interviews the occasional band that does TikTok numbers,
Mhm.
the crossover does not fucking exist.
Mm.
Like, we had someone, I'm not gonna name this lady's name, but some, like, a bigger TikTok, influencer who's a, musician now, and it's, like, millions of followers, and it's, like, she's gonna get 30 views on Emo Kids Anonymous because, like, there's not that sense of community,
Yeah, for
that is
sure.
built in with more of what like, what you're doing, and I think what we do too kind of thing where it's, like, this is a community, we all win together.
Yes.
If we're chasing algorithms, we're just fucking being dumb crabs in a bucket.
Yeah, we just kind of do ourselves. And like, and there's one thing to be said too, like if you are someone who's trying to like, you know, do that because you want to make art your career. Like I understand it.
Mhm.
If
Oh,
that
yeah.
if that's your job in your business, like I totally get it. But like we do have the privilege in that we have income, so like we don't need to rely on this
Yeah.
band to
You're
make
not gonna
money.
die. You don't need to die over this kinda thing, yeah.
Exactly, and so, like, and in that same sense, because we have the privilege to do this art in our not 9 to 5 shackles, we wanna make sure that we're still using it as a vehicle to, like, purport some kind of goodness out there, and I never wanted to turn into, like, for this turn into, like, some, like, moral grandstanding of, like, we're a band based
Yeah.
on values, like, we
Of course, yeah.
are, but, like, that doesn't mean we're better than a band that's trying to make it, that's trying to do it.
Unfortunately, a lot of those bands that do really push that, it doesn't end up well for them kind of thing as well too. One,
Mhm.
because a lot of the times they end up being shitty people, but two,
Fair.
also when you like, I think obviously like an anti-flag kind of thing, but even then when you are very like I had a good friend that was involved with like a promotion company in San Diego, and they really pushed to like, progressive messaging, this and that, and
Yeah.
they went too hard on that to where basically the smallest thing kind of took them down because they were
Mhm.
so cancelable almost, which
Yeah. And, like,
seems silly.
I think, like, the thing is, like, no person is infallible, right? We will all
Mhm.
fail in spectacular ways. We will all fail in subjective ways, right? Like, what is success to me might be failure to you or someone else,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
What my truth is not your truth, right? So if we're all living in these, like, subjective realities, then, like, we can't stand on a universal platform of like we are the band of good. That just doesn't make
Yeah,
sense,
no,
And so I don't think we ever want to try to be that. I think like it's more of like a leave the space better than you found it. Like
yeah.
we're here for a bit. Who knows how long? Hopefully the ride is longer than
We're
we
human.
expected.
We're old enough to be humble to realize, like, like everything is a speck here.
Yes, yeah,
And, I mean, like you said, everything's subjective. I think recently I saw our friend Will from Full Blown Meltdown tweet something about like his certain number of streams, and like I would have killed for this, and it's such a bullshit amount of money. Like this shit sucks.
yeah,
And our other friends holding place, kind of being like, fuck, I'd love to hit that number, but
yeah,
it's like everything is subjective here.
for sure.
And if you are that band grandstanding that, like you're doing the right thing, but then you're also there's a less human element where you're maybe alienating that Israeli kid that doesn't fuck with the shit going on kind of thing, but is
Mhm.
like, well, fuck, they think I'm the enemy too. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, not you, your government, this or that,
Yes.
kind of
Yeah,
thing. And
yeah.
like, you're seeing all these where it's very easy to make the jokes, like
Mhm.
it's, you are now, despite your government bullshit, like you are now finding yourself in the position you're being treated like me on 9/12 almost.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that the Ouroboros is really easy to avoid, but we get trapped into it often in, like, these, like, cyclical motions of, like, becoming the thing that we are trying to stand against because of the act of becoming that thing. I don't know,
Yeah, no,
that's, like, maybe
no,
too
it's
meta,
it's a
but
weird it's a weird thing to walk. I same thing where it's like even when like political stuff is happening, like I remember like a few months ago, I think is really when the ICE shit kicked up. It was like, do we like make a state? It's like, well, we're a fucking podcast. People
Mhm.
know where we stand,
Yeah.
and they also don't give a fuck. But like, if we don't say something, and it's like, well, and at what point are you just saying something for the fucking likes on the internet or like
Yeah, I think that's
it's
where, like
not making a difference.
yeah, like, I think, like, I've thought a lot about, I've been talking about this, like, lady everywhere, Mar showed her to me. Her name is Hannah Glenn. She's on TikTok, but she has a Substack, and she, like,
Mhm.
gives little snippets of her essays on TikTok sometimes, and she talks so much about, like, the performative nature of just, like, social media in general, right? Like,
Yeah,
and, like, how anytime this is still a performance, right? Like, we're trying to get something across, trying to sell
yeah,
people
you're still trying to
the
sell a
podcast, the vibe,
messaging,
the
this or that.
community, yeah,
Everything is
whatever,
that.
right?
Yeah,
And so, like, I'm someone who used to also be in the mindset of like, we're not talking about this, we're not talking about this. Oh my god! Like, if you're not talking about it, you're not doing something about it, and that comes from both an internal place of like, guilt
yeah.
and lack of discipline towards moving towards a better path, but it comes from a societal pressure to just be performing about it. And so like definitely been posting less about these things because I think posting only goes so far, and also like the nexuses that we've created I think are pretty echo chambery at this point. And so I think our efforts are better served in trying to create education, community, and like kinship versus just trying to
Yeah.
platform an idea
I
that like,
swear to
yes,
God,
thumbs up, we agree.
you get so much farther when you talk to like one person about it who maybe is on the other side or doesn't give a fuck, and you kind of
Hmm.
can almost sway them like a salesperson as opposed to being like, this is this, and then it alienates everyone who doesn't feel the same. Where there's a lot of people that don't feel the same who are fucking awful, but there's a lot of them too that are misguided or ignorant or
Yeah.
unaware, and they're just, you're not going to win them over by telling them they're assholes.
Yeah, I mean, like, our average reading level in this country is, like, dropped down to, what, like, a 6th, 7th grade from
It's
an 8th
insane.
grade,
No,
and so
it's a real thing. Like there's
yeah.
major cities in America where the like illiteracy rate is like over 50%.
Yeah, so if we're dealing with, like, a population that is, like, unable to, like, critically decide for themselves, and then we also live in an era where, one, we're in a panopticon surveillance, and we're being fed by algorithms to literally coddle our
Yeah.
every idea or tell us that we are
Feeding
the
into your
smartest
bias and
person.
keeping you stupid and happy.
Exactly, yeah, then, like, I think the best thing to do like, yes, posting it for awareness and stuff is good. I'm not saying, like, don't I'm not trying to demonize people that do that,
No,
but
of
I think that,
course.
like, if that becomes the entirety of where the buck stops, then I think we're falling short of getting to the actionable change where, like, I know, I think a lot about it in terms of poetry. Like, my professor in grad school, like, my first semester there when I was, like, trying to be like, "Okay, I'm getting a master's in poetry now, so, like, I need to know what poetry is." And the first
Like
day of class
I got this shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was
I'm
like,
so good at
I'm gonna be a
poetry.
poet." And my first day of
Yeah.
class, like, the entire 3-hour seminar was just me and 7 other students, like, my other cohort members, and my professor just wrote, "What is a poem?" on the board. And for 3 hours, we fought about this shit. And it means nothing, right? Like, the answer is the answer. But, like, his answer was, "I believe a poem is something that after you read it, you're woken up. You have achieved a new way to see the world. Whether it's a new piece of information or a new way that language can move or something, or a new feeling, but you are changed by it in a way that you weren't before." And I think that that's the action we have to get to in these places too, right? Like,
Mhm.
it's not just saying, "Fuck you, you're wrong, I'm right. Here's my stats to prove it, blah, blah, blah." Cool, but has that changed a behavior? Has that changed their insight? Do they actually care for these people that you're trying to
Yeah.
like, say that your platform and you care so much about?
Do you
And like,
care about those people as much as you fucking want to disprove the other people?
oh my god, yeah, that's
You
such a
know?
huge one
Like
too.
at what point do we care about impoverished or, incarcerated? At what point are we just trying to fucking own the conservatives the same way
Mhm.
they've been trying to own the libs kind of thing? Yeah.
100%, yeah. Um, yeah, I've been carrying that a lot recently as we move through time and space. I do think there's still an importance of like using your platforms for these things, like when we are at
Of
shows
course.
or when we're playing shows, when I have the microphone, it's just like, hey, you've paid money to come here to see maybe not us, maybe another band, but like you're here and like this moment the attention is here. Let me use it for a brief second
Mhm.
to like if
Yeah.
you are somehow unaware of the world or instead of just being like, you know, hey, these things are bad. I try to take a moment to just say, if you're in this room right now and you are feeling very precarious about how things are going, like talk to us too, because I think like we are only able to operate uh, when we feel safe, right? If you feel like you are at
Yeah.
risk, then you're not going to take action to do
No.
something or to protect somebody else. And so, I mean, on average, the average
Yeah.
human,
Worst
but
case, it's either you're gonna withdraw or you're gonna become like adversarial kind of thing.
exactly, yeah,
We're gonna create like 100 new fucking edge lord Charlie Kirk, Andrew Tate motherfuckers, or you're gonna isolate some kid that could have been winnable kind of thing.
exactly, yes,
Fucky spot. Fucky country.
yeah. What a time to be alive.
Say, speaking of like reading levels, real wild decision to go with the Bengali title, which I have to say thank you because that's like now I have it, like an expression which I don't think is a common Bengali expression because when I Google it, it just brings up the Tenmo track.
Yeah, it's not
Like I don't think people are going around saying your smile, your name.
no, not at all.
No.
That is probably like with the weirdest phrase you could say, muster together. Like I don't know. It's it's strange because I don't speak Bengali to anyone besides my grandma really, and so
Mhm.
I've been trying to figure out how to like reconnect with like my language, my heritage. Um, like because that track. The impetus for it, one, like, obviously, like, Ismar, like, her name and her
Yeah.
smile, all the everything about her just, like, lights me
True
up,
yearner. True yearner. Yeah. Such a true yearner.
but,
Shout out more.
shout out Mar, seriously, one of the most amazing human beings on this planet, but I really wanted to pay homage to my, paternal grandma who passed away, and who I couldn't go see, like, the trip where my family's going to see her, where we knew was probably the last time to Bangladesh, I got to the airport and something with my visa got fucked up. My brother got to go and I couldn't, and he took that picture of those ducks
Oh,
when he was there, and so, like, I really wanted to, have that in there because I also just like, you know what, like, I have spent so much of my life operating in English, and the when the day comes that my grandma passes away, who knows like how much Bengali I'm going to speak. I don't speak like my
mm.
parents speak to me in Bengali, but I speak back to them in English. So I don't know why. That's something for my
Like
therapist
growing
to
up in
figure
your
out.
household, was it you guys spoke Bengali?
Yeah, it was my first
Okay.
language. Sometimes I still think in Bengali.
Mm. Your
Depending.
internal monologue will sometimes like
Yeah, it switches like
switch
it's
the
like it's
language.
like probably 80 80 English now. Like when I was
Okay.
younger, like because like when I was younger too, I was raised Muslim, and so I was also going to we had like an imam come into our house and like teach us Arabic and make us read the Quran. So
Okay.
when I was younger, like my brain split was like it was like 33% like maybe it was probably like 45 English, 45 Bengali, and like the 10% the Arabic I was trying to ingest also. And
Mhm.
over time obviously it's become more Anglo-Saxon, but I wanted there to be something of the script of the language to exist as we yearn, because I think like there's a part of me as I get older just yearning to have been connected to the land where my blood is from, and like I
Yeah.
haven't been there in like almost like decade and a half now, and I'd love to go back and experience things with an adult lens. I think I was like 13 or 14 the last time I was
Oh,
there.
yeah, you don't appreciate that shit at that age,
No,
no.
not at all. I was like, "Bro, I can't even get AA batteries for my Game Boy Advance." Like,
Right,
just
yeah,
so you
yeah,
know,
you're
like,
like,
I was
"Shit,
like, "Fuck."
I got I got Pokemon to catch, dog."
Yeah.
Like, fuck, like the text you can't there's roaming here, like,
I didn't even have
I
a
already
cell
got
phone
paid
back then,
15
that's
cents.
how
Yeah,
long
I was
ago
gonna
it
say, shit,
was.
if anything, you're paying 15 cents a text, like, fuck.
Yeah. Like, last time I went, they had just gotten their first refrigerator in the village. Like, that's how,
The
like,
village refrigerator.
yeah, it was
Shit,
nuts.
yeah.
Now they're like a bit. Now it's like easy. Like there's more infrastructure. Like there's paved roads. They have Wi-Fi, and like I can like FaceTime people out there if. But back then, like it was rural as fuck. It was
Yeah.
like we like my dad was like a redneck from Bangladesh basically. Like the accent in which I speak Bengali with, like when I meet people from like the city that speak Bengali, like from like
You're
Dhaka, the
speaking
capital.
that country boy
They're like,
shit.
yeah, they're like, why are you talking like that? And I was like, that's how I learned it, bro. Because my grandma has like an 8th grade education, and she's the one that taught
Sick,
me the
yeah,
language.
right, yeah, you're like the
So
Mississippi version of a yeah, Bengali.
yeah, it's really broken. But but I'm glad that people are saying it. And I'm glad that like I think that those are two things that are really important. I think like your smile slash your laugh, whatever hashi can mean both. I think those are just like really beautiful. It's a beautiful sight and a beautiful sound. And I think like a name is like really special. I think nicknames have like a lot of power and like especially as I've gotten older, I've been going by Nish instead of my full name, and I think that those are two different people. Honestly,
Hmm.
like I
Like
don't.
Nish is the performer.
Yeah, maybe, but like I don't know. I'm like Nish at home too. Like Mark calls me Nish. My parents have started calling me Nish now. Like I remember the first time when my mom called me Nish was like a year or two ago, and I was like, well, that's kind of weird.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, but I
What's your
don't.
full name? Nishat?
Yeah, Nishat is my full name, and
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. I like it. Just I think there's like the choice of names. I think is very fascinating. The way we pick nicknames and like live by those, right? And so um, the languages felt really important to the identity of the song, to the EP too, like, to get lost in someone's name, like, there's a loose relation to, you know, Turnstile's Mystery, like, and it's
Mm,
been so long, like, is all the mystery gone? And I think that's such a fascinating question about love and about people, right? Like,
yeah.
because like every person you meet is a mystery. I've been with Mar for like 5 years, and like there's still new shit we find out about each other every single day, and like new ways we, make each other laugh and also make each other frustrated and make each other like smile and just all, that's the cycle of life. Even with the cat now with Oso, like there's new ways he pisses us off now, and like
Right?
I don't
You're
know,
like, shit.
like existence is an ocean, and we are so we are
And it changes too.
yes, constantly. I don't know. I'm scared of the ocean, so it felt fitting.
It felt, yeah, you've been living next to that lake for so long,
Yeah,
brother.
the lake
Like,
freaks me out. I mean, big bodies of
uh,
water, I don't
s-
trust them.
speaking, yeah, what freaks me out is the fucking cement beaches.
Oh, they're so
That's
fun. They're so fun.
That's what it just doesn't commute to my brain. Your fiance, Mar, lovely, intelligent woman. Does she like Coachella? She ever been to Coachella?
She's never been to Coachella. I
Do you
don't
think
think
maybe I
so.
feel like next year weekend to Coachella. I think it's like 16th, 17th, and 18th of April.
Oh my god.
I feel like we should send her to Coachella
That'd be sick.
uh, to make sure she's busy that weekend, so you don't get married that weekend,
Okay.
basically.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, for sure. For
I
sure.
got 500 on your Coachella ticket, Mar. We'll
I'll
just,
I'll let
people
her
watching
know.
this have no idea what's going on
No,
right now.
they
But like
don't.
in like 4 or 5 months, it's gonna make more sense to you. But
Yeah.
like, it's not gonna be Bieber next year. I don't know who's gonna play, but like, Mar, you can
It's gonna be Kerosene Heights next year. That's my
right? Yeah, Kirsten Heights can be fucking headline that outdoor stage. Maybe I don't know.
I
It
am
should be.
manifesting it. They are so lightning live. I mean, I've
That's the
I
that's the coolest
I
man.
I
Yeah.
bet I am gonna wager that in the next 2 to 3 years we will see Leisure Hour on the Coachella stage.
Mhm.
Maybe not headlining, but they're gonna be on that thing. The
Absolutely.
the meteoric rise of
My
Leisure
God.
Hour will be studied for years to come. I'm trying to study right now as it's happening, but sometimes you can't see the wonders of science until the experiment is done, and they
I
are.
think it's like looking at it from like the outside. Like the nicest part of this show is I can like look at all the bands as like an outsider and like as a friend and a whatever, you know. But like Leisure Hour to me is like they do everything like so well on like kind of like the pop game
Mhm.
bullshit of it, of like the algorithm and the way they released music, this or that, and then they have great songs and they're in our community,
Mhm.
and it's just like such an interesting band, even like to watch. Like you're gonna be taken aback when you first see them. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, the skinny fucking white boys singing some songs, and now like, oh, like what's up, like motherfucker back there with the head with like the Britney Spears headset
I
on, like
I love
like
Reagan's headsets so
right, like
much.
Reagan's got and just Reagan's got like this like animal from Muppets energy
Oh my
almost, or
gosh.
just like fucking like
One of
there's
the
some madness here.
it's one of the, like, the top 5 drummers in the scene right now, just, like, an absolute machine, and to do that while singing and to also be able to write tracks like,
Right,
Roku
yeah.
City, holy shit.
R Great, yeah, no, I'm really fucking I'm proud of that band. I think you're right. I feel like there's a handful of bands in our world, like, we're kind of in this sweet spot where, maybe I'm being super optimistic, but I feel like we're about to be, like, in the closest thing we're gonna get to, like, a full, like, mainstream emo resurgence in terms of accepting these
Yes.
bands
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
crossing over, and it's like
Absolutely.
Leisure Hour is definitely one of those bands that, like, yeah,
Mhm.
this will like, you can show that to your normie cousins. There's 5 Leisure Hour songs they'll love too, and then they
Yes.
also have the respect of our world.
Yeah, I mean, I took some friends who'd never seen them before to the spring cleaning tour in Chicago when I came through, and one texted me and she was just like, "I want you to know, by the way, for the last week, I've spun nothing but Kali Calico and Leisure out of my home." And I was like, "Yeah,
Sick.
they do that. They do that."
Yeah, I was so they that tour went to Orange County, which is too far from me, basically. And I had my it's I could make that trip maybe, but I had my kid that day, and I felt so bad.
Mm.
Yeah, my pals in Summer Breeze messaged me and were like, "Are you coming?" I'm like, "I can't fucking make it to Orange County right now, brother.
Ugh.
I am sorry. I'd love to come down there, big bag of weed or something, have some fun with you guys, but
Right?
like,
Also, speaking of that tour, Summer Brew's, like, insane. Like, I think a lot of people got hip to them. I mean, I feel like they're so well known in, like, the, like, emo
yeah."
scene, right? But, like, the way that,
In
like,
our
I
world, yeah, they've been around long enough. They're almost like legends in our like our little
yes,
circle. But
yeah. I
do the
think, like,
people
the
that only know Leisure Hour know them?
Yeah, like, the way that, like, Leisure Hour has broken into the mainstream and brought that TikTok crowd that might only listen to
Hmm.
I think that, like, and this is not to also disparage that Leisure Hour has also built an insanely cult fan base inside
Hmm.
their own community, of course.
Oh yeah, they've
But
done
like you
both
said,
so well.
they've done such a good job of culling the the TikTok algorithm and the social algorithm, and not only that, getting those people to then convert to come to a show is,
Mhm.
like, so difficult.
Yeah, no,
And then
definitely.
but then I think it says something that the caliber and quality of depth they reach with these people is that they also come and listen to the bands, right? And I watched so many people who, like, I could just tell that they were there for, like, they didn't know the opener, but they're there early, and I just watched a lot of people fall in love with Summer Brews at Reddy's in Chicago, and I was like, "Yeah,
Sick.
dog. Yeah." Like, this, like, I was like, "You're seeing, like, you're seeing some legends that still have not finished their run yet, but
No.
like, you've missed some good points, but now you're here watching, you're watching the second three-peat versus the first three-peat, you know?
Yeah. You're getting post 45 Jordan
Yeah,
here. Like
exactly.
you might not know, but I'm not gonna disparage you for not being a total ball knower. Just appreciate
Exactly.
what you're watching here. Like,
100
yeah,
100%.
Infinity Guys is great. You might
Yeah,
not know about the earlier stuff, but like
yeah. But, hey, you're here
happy you're
now,
here.
so, yeah,
Yeah.
let's get it.
Shout out Mr. Newton. Uh
Yes. Ugh,
no, and I think there's been a good job recently of like they're blending well now where I feel, over the past I'd say 18 months of like TikTok bands and the more DIY bands of like kind of blending in of like some of the better of the TikTok bands real like integrating into this scene and realizing what the community is and some of the DIY bands giving into the bullshit and realizing like, oh shit, we can pop off on this too, you know?
yeah. I think, like, that's the dichotomy of, like, like, I do think that, like, there is so much exposure you can get online, and so it's very it feels very lucrative, it feels very tantalizing to be like, "Oh, like, I should be putting more time into this," but it's just like, you just I think just be yourself, like, if you
Yeah.
don't have the energy and the bandwidth to, like, do do it the way that, like, Isaiah does it on TikTok or Reagan does on TikTok, like, that's fine.
Mhm.
You don't have to be somebody else, but, like, but if you're out there, put yourself out there, like, I'm like, I am not tech savvy, I can't be edit for shit. I'll just, like, record myself yapping for, a minute, put it up there, and, like, cool. If it gets, like, one or two people to show up, that's awesome. If it gets
Yeah.
people to check out the song, that's awesome. But, like, I posted it because I believe in it. I post something because, like, I felt compelled to, and, like, that's, like, the fun part. I think, like, when it becomes a chore, don't do it.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. And you can almost tell too. There's a lot of bands that it's just like I think it's just it's learned behavior. You see it kind of thing, and it's like I'm like, I know you don't feel good about that. As
yeah.
someone that also makes a living off of social media stuff and marketing, it's like some of it doesn't feel great, and
Mhm.
like you're gonna have to do something stuff that doesn't feel great. Like yeah, like making a TikTok seems corny, but like if you take it to like 1991 being a cool band and then all of a sudden being on MTV, that was also corny,
Yeah.
But the difference is only fucking 3 bands could be on MTV new bands could be on MTV every year,
Mhm.
whereas like 100 bands a year could fucking blow up on the algorithm. It's
Absolutely.
unlimited.
Yeah.
Like your opportunity, it's been democratized.
Yeah. I just think it's important that, like, if a band that's doing that does find, you know, that rapid online success, to remember that, like, it's not just about the listeners. I think building community is like with other bands is so important, and like
I,
the
I
ones
don't.
that forget to
Yeah.
do that, I think are the ones that like rub me the wrong way for sure. Because I'm like,
Mhm.
oh,
And
like
I don't think it works for them, not even in the
no,
long run.
it
And like
won't.
in the medium run,
Sure,
it doesn't work
yeah,
for them,
it's a quick
like
hit, but it doesn't like cement you among like I don't know. Like I certainly like we not many, but like I've come across a couple bands that have hit us up for like shows, and I'm just like, oh, like this isn't in the right spots. So the way that this was phrased, or just like the way that you're asking, maybe I caught
Mhm.
you on the wrong day, or maybe I'm having a bad day, and we're subjective, we're humans, whatever. But like it didn't feel
I
like
think also a lot of like if there's like a how to start a band 101, how to promote your band, things you're supposed to do 101, and combining it with things I learned in school that were immediately dated by the time you learned them, like yeah, like the textbook on how to carry yourself in the music industry
hmm
and as a band doesn't align with how to carry yourself in like a DIY punk rock community, which is
yeah.
even at the highest level what ours is. I mean, even you go up to like a fucking Hot Mulligan and shit like that, like they're still part of a community.
hmm
That's how our shit. This isn't pop music. This isn't Nashville. Like that is part of the game.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. And so I don't know, like we have again we've been around for like 3 years, which is like 3 centuries in band time. Like
Yeah.
bands come and go in 3 years, and so we've built I think a pretty strong slot in Chicago. And I'm not saying this to again be like we are owed something, but it's very telling when like bands reach out to us. I think based on just metrics, they see like a lot of Instagram followers. They see that shows have done well that we've done in Chicago, and they're like, "Hey, like I want to join this gig," and it's like,
But
okay,
they don't know. Yeah, they're going. It's almost like Tinder swiping for bands. Like exactly
yes,
what you're saying.
yeah,
Like
it's like,
high Instagram count. Oh, I go look at their Spotify monthly listeners. Okay, it's high enough. Oh,
yeah,
there's people in the room in that photo. Hey guys, we'd love to play with you. What they're saying, if they don't mean well, is like we'd love to
mhm.
siphon off of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like we'll play a show, sure, but
Mhm.
like I've just found that like I'm always just wary of the accounts that we have no mutuals at all with that end up in our
Yeah.
DMs on especially on Instagram because I we
I
don't
feel
use that
the
platform at
same way.
all
I
really.
will not like I will not book a bit like I won't even like not even in a
Yeah,
hateful. It's just like if you're friends with like multiples of our bands, like if oh Tenmo and No Problemo and fucking Quartz Morgan are your mutuals, like okay, we're cool.
yeah,
Like
you're aware.
I'll automatically trust you, and you're kind of even bands like sometimes I think it's like more like pop punky, like Warp Tour kind of bullshit or something like that. I'll go look them up and I'll see like okay, yeah, we have mutuals that I like that are in our world like that
Yeah,
add something.
because like the other thing too, at least like the way I run social media is that like if like I'm not like oh we need to have the highest caliber of our network, like if you follow us and I see that you're a band, I'm just hitting follow back as long as I'm not seeing like a bunch of AI bullshit on your
As long as it's not some fucking total bullshit, like
yeah.
I
If
want
you
to,
are a
yeah.
real flesh and blood person, you're in a band or you're an artist, or I can recognize that you make music or a photographer, or if you're related to the community,
Creative,
I
yeah.
don't care if you have one follower or 1,000. I'll follow you back if I can like, and if I've missed it because I'm old now and just the way that the UI changes, I fuck it up
Yeah, I'd
sometimes.
be
So
missing
you can
shit, I
also
get
just
it,
DM
yeah.
us, be like, hey, I'm a photographer. I like even if you're not gonna shoot us, like, hey, like I'm in Chicago,
Yeah.
hit me up.
Yeah, I've shot action adventure, like, I'm
Yeah,
busy, whatever, but it's like,
exactly.
"Alright,
Because
we're
I'll also like
homies of our homies."
I'll push your name out, like it's like like we all eat together, no one eats solo. And so like it's like a band that has we have no mutuals, they pop up out of nowhere. I also think it's really funny when like maybe I'm just like you know, 32 as hell. But like, if you're gonna ask someone for a show and in their DMs, I think you should follow their account. I don't know that like that's like
Yes, yeah,
so
yeah,
stupid to
yeah,
me,
little
and
little
that's a
things
really
like that.
petty pet peeve. But I'm like, if you're asking us to like put time and effort to engage with our community, to ask them to come out to a show that most likely is going to be on a weekday because we're not a band that's like popping up on weekend shows. There's bigger fish in the sea that can pull
Tougher
well on that.
yeah,
But
they'd
just
be
like
giving those to the fucking DJs, yeah.
yeah, well, like that's just emo is not a priority a lot of time in Chicago on the weekends, which is
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
There's plenty of venues that will still go time of day, but yeah, we're probably playing a weekday. We're stressed trying to get our work shit done. We're practicing these songs, taking time off from writing to like get this
Mhm.
done. Uh, if the turnout's not great, we always give our cut to touring bands too because we go home to our own beds, you know. So like, if we're willing to
Yeah.
put all these things in line, and you don't think of us even in enough high regard to even just hit one click to be like,
Click one
here's
click
my
that is so
yeah,
meaningless.
because
Yeah.
you had to click into the
Yeah.
profile to
You
message
you
me.
made 5 fucking clicks to get
Yes.
here in the first
Yes.
place.
So, like, if that friction is too much for you, I just to me, I'm like, that's a bit crazy. So yeah, not that it, like, will still make or break it, like, I'll you know, we've certainly played shows and, like, I've responded to and connected them, like, with other bands too if you can't play it, like, but I'm just like, "Come on, man," like, that's so easy to do. That's so easy
Right,
to
it's the
do. What do
littlest,
you
it's
lose?
the little my thing like that, and I realized it the past, like, week or 2 is, like, we'll get emails from bands or, like, PR people and stuff like that. There's 2 of them. They'll email us and they'll be like, "Hi, Rob." There's no "Hi, Amanda," it's just "Hi,
Mm,
Rob," and I'm immediately like, "Alright, fuck these guys."
yeah,
That's the number 1 to me that's like a "Fuck these guys."
yeah,
'Cause, like, it's, like, right there, and I put her name first on most things, so, like,
mm,
the only way you're skipping, like, it's really tough to the only way you're skipping is if you know nothing or you're just
yeah.
kinda, like, low-key,
You're
like, a
coming
little
from, like, a
misogynistic.
video maybe or, like, yeah,
Yeah,
or you
yeah,
don't
maybe you
respect.
saw me on TikTok or something and you
Mhm.
clicked over and you're like, "Oh, this is this," and it's like, "No, no, like, this is a matriarchy show kinda thing." Or
Damn
2,
right.
if they spell my name with the 1 B, that's
Yeah.
the other one
Oh,
too. Like, there's
yeah.
a few people, Chance
Uh,
from Kerosene Heights, Chance, you can spell my name with 1 B. That's about it,
Chance can
basically,
do
where
no
it's
wrong.
Chance can do whatever he fucking wants. Chance got that shit. He's got them sick jeans on. He's got them beautiful eyes. Like writes fucking great songs. Like Chance could fucking. I'd say like one of my friends texted me earlier today, and she's like, "Are we cool?" And I was like, "Unless you fucking punch my daughter or something, we're cool." Chance could honestly low key maybe lightly like love tap my child, and I would still be like, "Well, let's hear him out." What did you do, Nova? Like, what did you do? Like, Chance wouldn't just do that.
That
Like,
is true.
this
Chance
guy's
would
an
never
angel,
punch a
right?
kid.
Like, Chance wouldn't do that. So if he did, it's probably a reason. Nova, what did you say? Talk to me, honey. You know. But yes, I same thing where it's like, yeah, like if you're not, and same thing here too, where like we'll get, I mentioned like there's that Instagram, girl, like where it does really well there, and it's like I would much rather have on a band that has 800 monthly listen, whatever type bullshit where it's like I can tell their shit's good, they're ingrained in our community, like that's
Mhm.
more rewarding, and not even on a rewarding end, like on the analytics end, like we're talking about people going from the internet to shows, like there's been artists we've had on here that had like, like fucking whatever, however many follower bullshit. And it's like, well, Palette Knife is still going to fucking clear you on the Spotify listens kind of thing because they have
Mhm.
actual fans kind of thing,
Yeah.
And
Yes, like, like, those metrics just don't matter. Like, metrics don't
they,
matter.
there's such
Your
fucking,
humanity
there's such
matters.
bullshit. Yeah, no, your fault. None of that is real.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of it fucking, it
I know it
matters.
feels good to the brain, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it's nice, it's rewarding. It's rewarding in the same way like a hit off of a fucking meth pipe would be rewarding kind of thing. Like yeah, like you're riding high, but it's not good behavior.
Mhm.
Like
And
70,000 followers is not gonna put food on your table.
no, but, like, getting them to shows, like, if you're doing it for the money, getting the shows and selling merch and, like, building and
Yes.
also, like, still being personable is like, if you're gonna break it down to marketing, because I work in marketing and this is what I think about all day
Mm.
for work, like
Same thing, yeah, I look
yeah.
at so many every band I'm looking at from, like, marketing brand, like,
Yeah.
even Carrot Nights, I'm like such a marketable band.
Like,
So
if
cool.
you're like, what's gonna sell a shirt better? Having a cool TikTok or, like, convincing or just, like, talking to someone for, like, a minute or
And
2?
winning them the fuck over to the point
Yeah.
that, like, they now believe in you. Like, in the
Yes.
most literal sense, like,
Yeah.
you can buy a shirt for the meme, ha ha, like those what are those what are they fucking called? They're named after one of the theme parks in San Diego, Belmont.
Oh my
Like, do
gosh.
you see the Belmont meme where
Oh,
it's like,
yeah.
the AI fat
That
themselves kinda thing,
was
and it's like
such a the impetus was such a misstep, and
every
then the
every detail that I'm
response,
just like, "And
such a
what?"
misstep. Like,
And it's like, you're
holy
not an old
shit.
enough band to where you were like where your brain was working in like 1997 where that maybe would have still been funny. It's like
Yeah, I, didn't see it at first, like, I saw people tweeting about it, and I was like, "Oh, what did
me too, I
Belmont
just
do?"
kept hearing
And then
about
I
it, I'm like,
got
"Oh,
the ad fed to me on Instagram, and I was like, "This is horrid."
it's a rough
I was
fucking
like,
look." Like
"Jesus." I was just what made you think that was a good idea? I don't know.
there's even taking away like the ethical good person part of it, looking at it from marketing brain almost, where you're like, this is bad all around. Like there's no part of this that was
Yeah,
good business.
if you like, I'll offer this to anyone watching this for free. If you're a band that has an idea for marketing and you need to run it by someone, you can just DM 10monthsummer. I'll be like, yes or no.
Yeah.
Not that I'm the smartest person in the world, but I'm smarter than a
No.
lot of these other fucking bands when it comes to this kind of shit. Like,
Yeah, you can DM me too, but you're gonna also. I need a $30 Venmo for it.
Yeah, Rob charges. Rob's got a DM fee.
Yeah, I have a DM fee like one of the foot girls, basically. I'm basically the foot girl of fucking emo social media.
Conversely, if you need a foot guy, I have a DM fee for that. So,
yeah, I got a whole fucking. You're like, check the hard drive. The hard drive is just fucking Charlie in a cage feet pics. Just like,
there's a folder called.
What's the newspaper under them all wet? It's like,
why is this one called Tenmo Summer? What the hell?
Tenmo Summer. Oh, that's instead of doing this, if you want to do something fucking dumb, like, okay, you can make yourself AI in a way where you're going to alienate. This is America, so 30 to 70% of your fan base is going to be overweight, and 90% of them are going to have body image issues, where even if you're skinny, you still feel you're overweight. Now you're poking fun at them.
Yes.
You can do that, or you can fucking post some fucking toes on the fucking feed.
Just post a couple of dogs up there. You know, that's way funnier to me, honestly. It's like, oh shit, they're giving that away for free. Like, maybe I'll go see this band.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I saw Thoughts on Bowling a couple weeks ago, and I have a video of Berkeley like crowd surfing barefoot, and I was like, I'm posting that immediately, and I was like, I'm sending it to him. I was like, you have to use this for fucking something. It's hilarious, you know.
I mean, if that's an easy one where you just post it and you're like, next, you know, someone at the next show can lick my toes. Easy.
Right? Yeah. Easy. Like, come on.
That hurts that hurts nobody.
Hurts nobody.
You know? It's a little freaky, sure, if you're a coward, but like it doesn't hurt if it doesn't hurt nobody, you know, like
freak stuff brings the fucking fans though.
Yeah.
That's what they say. That's what my grandma always said that. Freak stuff brings the fans.
True.
You mentioned dogs. As a Chicagoite and as a hot dog connoisseur, what belongs on a hot dog, Nish?
The exact things on a Chicago hot dog and nothing more. Never ketchup. But if you're gonna go, if you want like a non, you know, Chicago bleeder answer, like if I'm making a dog at home and don't have all the accoutrement for Chicago dog,
BYOB in it, without the pickles and shit.
I've made some pretty crazy like Korean style dogs, you know, little like kimchi in there, some sliced jalapenos, a little like bulgogi barbecue sauce just drizzled on top. That shit goes.
You got bulgogi in your fridge?
I like just the sauce. Like there's like a
just a sauce. Yeah.
Shit, that goes dummy. I've made like Japanese dog with a Kewpie mayo, green onion, and like just a little like seaweed seasoning. Holy shit, that shit also bangs. But Chicago dog is like just like supreme. I mean, like there's something about that like neon green relish, knowing that it's just wreaking havoc on my digestive system, and then the crunch from that pickle. Oh fuck, man.
I was gonna say, we are like a triple threat for like hot dog supremacy here: Chicago, New York, LA.
I know.
If we're talking straight aesthetics, you guys do win.
It's beautiful. It's a
beautiful dog. The New York dog is last. It's delicious, but like the New York street dog is last. Ours are a fucking mess out here with the bacon, the mustard, mayonnaise, ketchup shit.
Yeah.
But like, the Chicago dog is something aesthetically pleasing about that shit.
If presented well. I think there's also like there's beauty in the Chicago dog that's like served gourmet to you. That's like, you know, the Instagrammable one. But there's also a beauty in the Chicago dog that's just been smashed in a fucking bun, wrapped and just tossed to you by some guy on the corner of the street. That shit also bangs. Different experiences, both great.
Both beautiful in their own way.
Yeah.
Let me give you now that we got the heavy stuff out, let me get you a couple quick answers for the bullshit clips. Fuck, marry, kill. Triple dipper, the 2 for $25, or the 3 for me, $10.99. So for the uninitiated out there, the triple dipper. The 2 for $25 is 2 entrees and an appetizer for a nice couple, and the 3 for me is, I believe, you get a beer and an entree and an appetizer.
Yes, yeah.
So fuck, marry, kill there.
I think I have to marry the triple dipper. I mean, there's just something.
There's a true yearn there.
There's something about it. I think as a true yearner, I have to. I'll go with fucking the 225. Right, still a date night. You know, gets things going. Someone else involved, and then you have to kill the solo. You know, because like who cares about the me in this situation? It's about
that's,
you know.
Fair. The triple dipper at its heart, both of those things are selfless answers because those are shareables.
Shareable. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
At 2 for $25.
You're not
Unless
getting,
you're going to McDonald's, you're not going to get better bang for your buck there.
honestly, yeah. These days, the prices of fast food are ridiculous. You might as well just go to like a sit down or at least like a fast casual versus fast food. At
Yeah,
least in
shout out.
Chicago.
I believe Chili's is having some accounting issues. That's the only reason they haven't given you the bag yet, because there's no other logical fucking explanation.
Chili's, if you're watching this, please God, please God, please God.
Chili's, yeah. Chili's is big fans of Emo Kids Anonymous. I see you in the comment section sometimes, Chili's. Please.
Please God. Please
Be
God.
fucking be logical here. Next question. Charlie, what are you putting in the food bowl for Charlie? Like what is his diet right now?
Yeah, let me be very clear. Charlie gets a very special blend of sodium, like of course protein, just a little bit of carbs for energy, and a slight dosage of sugar. We really microdose the sugar because we want him to, on tour and on show days, we do get jelly beans a lot, and so that's when we want him to have a very positive experience outside the cage.
Okay, you start like kind of treating them like a dog, like you're house train them kind of thing, like little mini rewards.
I got
okay,
a handful of jellies. It's just like, come on, Charlie, tune your guitar, and then he gets his jelly bean. He's gonna hate me for this clip. He's gonna hate me for this clip, or he'll love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's regimented 3 times a day, just a very strict calorie in, calorie out. We don't want him, the cage is small, so we don't want him wasting too much space, running around the cage either. But don't worry, he gets
He gets outside. Yeah.
Yes, he gets his 2 times a day outside, especially when it's sunny. We get those units of vitamin D in for him.
You let him do zoomies in like a yard or cement yard area,
as long as it's fenced in. Yes, and
yeah,
as long as the fence is.
He's not a free range guitarist.
No, not at all.
Don't be silly.
Yeah, Sam is. We've upgraded Sam to a pretty large pasture, but yeah.
Let me ask you too about another member who I'm very curious about, with one of the more interesting names I've ever heard in my life, Scumdrop.
Yes.
Scumdrop was mentioned a lot in the first interview, and obviously I really, I up there looking fucking almost like a new metal as fuck almost.
Scumdrop is they are like, I think, one of the most unique parts of this band, in that like they come from a very like funky jazz, like melodic bass background. They also play in Splitjaw, so it's funny now that like when we ask them like how is it playing bass stuff for Tenmo, and they're like walking apart compared to Splitjaw, and I'm like, that's good.
Right,
that's
I'm
good.
doing the Splitjaw shit. I'm ripping. I get up there with Tenmo.
We are ironically the jelly bean of bass for Scumdrop when they play with us.
Sick.
They are wonderful. They in fact just moved to St. Louis because the cost of living in Chicago has gone crazy, and their partner's been trying to find work in her field and just has not had luck here, and their rent is just half of what it is in St. Louis than it is here. So we are, it's put a bit of a slower hitch in how we're moving, but we are still moving.
I didn't go to school in this country, so I'm not good at geography, but St. Louis is not as far as I think it is from Chicago, is it?
It's like a 5.5 hour drive.
Okay, so not
it's not
end
impossible,
of the world, but
we
far, but
it's at like the tip of Illinois, basically.
That's what I thought.
On like the Missouri-Illinois border, and so I
didn't realize they bordered. I thought there was another state or two between them. Fuck, I don't
know. No, they're right there. Yeah. And the people are pretty heated too about like what side of St. Louis you're fucking with. But they're there now. But so they've been putting in a lot of work to like come up for shows and like just make that time for when we got gigs. And so mad love to Scumdrop. They keep they're the baseline backbone of I Get It, You're Scared. I think that's one of the best bass lines ever written in emo. Like I'll stand on that.
I was watching the live stream when you guys did Town Fest, and like my eyes were on Scumdrop the whole time.
They are
just like captivating individual. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like
I've said this about only, I think, Helen of Carly Cosgrove, but I think that Helen and Scumdrop both wield their instrument so gracefully. Like it is a weapon, but it is also a shield. It is also their armor. I don't know. It's like all three. It's like
Helen looks so fucking cool up there. I remember when I saw them play with Saturdays, I texted our producer Catherine and was like, "You should buy a bass."
Yeah,
like you should get a bass. Like I saw them here the night the Dodgers won the World Series. Like in between bands, they showed the Dodgers playing, and like they get up there and like they're glad hand into the local crowd, and Helen's just like I got nothing nice to say about the Dodgers. Like, I'm a Phillies fan. Like,
Yeah.
fuck LA. Like, you say the
Straight
same
up.
thing. You say the
Straight
same thing
up.
to us, and I was just like,
Yeah.
fucking respect.
Bravo.
Like, hell yeah.
Yes.
Like, sick.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, shout out Helen. Shout out Scumdrop. We need more women, more gay folk, and more non-binary
Yeah.
folk picking up the bass.
more across the board. Yeah.
Yes.
One thing in our scene too, in general, is like a nice thing. Like, even we're talking about Jur earlier, where it's like I've hit this point where it's like I've gone into every interview, every conversation I've had, like assuming everyone is like gender neutral. Because our world has gotten like our world specifically has gotten like so beautifully diverse.
Absolutely.
Kind of, it's like sick. That even when I talk to like older heads from older bands, like we had someone on recently from like a band 20 years ago. It's like that was their takeaway. It's like it's gotten a lot more diverse, and it's like like we're not just hearing fucking
it's about time
incel white boys anymore. like that's why a lot of that fucking third wave shit like doesn't hold up. Some of it does.
Yeah.
Speaking of third wave, great transition there. We're gonna tease at something we're gonna do eventually here. Glazed Donuts, me and you.
Yeah.
What are 3 bands from back in the day that maybe the younger, newer emo fans and the like aren't aware of, the more uninitiated? Because there's some bands from that era that get all the love, and there's some that maybe get forgotten.
Yeah, I think I mean, I would say that this is maybe the easiest poll that like people would be like, no, they're not that forgotten. But I think that so much of a lot of what's happening now is owed to Transit. Like, just an incredible band. So good. Somos is one that I don't hear a lot anymore, but just like some insane records that they wrote.
Even Transit was so big, but I feel like they're not getting that same nostalgia circuit bullshit treatment that a lot of like, no offense to Mayday Parade, but like a fucking Mayday Parade is getting, kind of thing.
Exactly. Like talking about like similar eras, right? Like Fireworks is doing a 10-year reunion show, right? Like Knucklepuck is playing the White Sox game, in a couple weeks. Like Transit was like
Knucklepuck's playing the fucking White Sox game?
Yes, yeah, the pregame show. Yeah, it's awesome. Like it's like there, there's that time for that nostalgia curve, and the lead singer Ella is like in a new project called Narrowcast, so worth checking out. Just an amazing voice still, and such good lyrics. My third pick, I think a lot of people like don't talk about Captain We're Sinking, and I feel like
I really don't.
It's like, I think that you don't get Spanish love songs without Captain We're Sinking. Like that same like alto tenor, like high voice, kind of like belting about like the like American / modern condition of like just like being like stuck in the wage wars.
There's the Springsteen adjacent punkish bands like a Menzingers and the like. But and like Spanish love songs kind of walk that line, but it
100%.
It's much like compared to Captain We're Sinking kind of thing. It's like a much different thing.
Yeah, like I think I return to their song "Trying Year" like monthly. I think that song just like destroys me in such a beautiful way.
What great 3 pulls. You never let me down. 3 more pulls before I let you go. As someone who has been you were here early, and you've kind of like, every time I've ever asked like Twitter for questions, you came through with like the best one. You threw us some fucking cool bands in the first interview. Who are 3 bands that haven't been on Emo Kids Anonymous yet that you're aware of that should be on our radar that we need to bring the fuck on?
Oh goodness. Man. I think you should get Heavy Metal Chess Club on here. I think they're really sick.
Yeah.
They're really sick.
Did I fucking actually? I might have. Hold on, let me see.
If you haven't gotten in their DMs yet, I can.
No, I think I. Oh no. I do. I have them on June 29th. I already set it up with Jordan.
Let's go. Let's fucking
Sick.
go. I'm
Sick.
excited for that one.
I
can't wait to hear what they got to say. They're really smart and really talented. Another We're Trying record band that like is kind of unsung is Checkmate from Maryland.
Checkmate pops up on my socials all the time.
Oh yes, they're not super active on social media, but I remember seeing them live, and I was like, this is like some of the most haunting vocal work ever.
They'd be liking and like they'd be engaging and stuff. And it's like I don't think I realized it was a band until like about a month ago.
Yeah, super good. Would love to just hear what they got to say. Have you had Bottom Bracket on here yet?
Bottom Bracket is one you mentioned in the first one that I've been meaning to get. It hasn't happened. So Bottom Bracket, that's a necessity.
Gotta get them. I'm gonna sneak in a 4th one here. I'm gonna say also
Heavy Metal Chess Club didn't count because we already have them.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so you get
gotta go with Antillion. They are a local Chicago band that I think like has a lot of the same ethos as us and is just not like hoisted up high enough. Like they're like a blend of like MCR, FOB, but doing some of the but they have like they show a guitarist with Lavender Point and just like with some of that like emo shredding in there. Their lead singer Mike is just like one of the most uplifting people in the Chicago community, through and through. One of the
Sick.
biggest writers for Tenmo. Like when when we were coming up, it was like I don't know, maybe our fifth show ever. Like just like ran up to me after a show and was just like, I believe in you. I believe in this band. That was one of the best sets I've
Sick.
ever seen. I was like, I don't know this person, but like, wow, what energy to like just like bring into a room and to bring to someone. And I've never felt such like amazing energy from like a lot of people that I have in the music scene than what Mike Fantillion brings. And so, yeah.
I have messaged Antillion. I said, Nish says we need to book you. I sent it right fucking now.
Yes.
I'm not playing.
I love
whatever you
those
say.
cats. They're all amazing in that band. They're
Sick.
the homies.
What a beautiful fucking thank you. Nish, I appreciate you more than I appreciate most people in this world.
Likewise.
Dear friend, let me know when we get that wedding date finalized because I got, we need you.
We'll do.
Before we let you go here, is there anything else you'd like to tell these fine people?
Yes, please, if you have 17 minutes, listen to Your Name Is My Ocean when it drops on 5/15. We have a lot of vinyl for it. We've already sold about like a fifth of it on off pre-orders.
Yeah, when's that getting shipped out? I ordered one. Let's go.
It's coming.
I'm gonna
hopefully,
pop it up. You're gonna swap out. You're gonna replace Mr. Springsteen.
Oh
here.
my
I'm gonna
goodness!
put you right there.
Sorry,
yeah,
Bruce.
It's a big
Sorry,
deal.
Bruce.
Yeah.
It should hopefully arrive by August. So like, no super rush, but it costs a lot to make vinyl, and it hurts the pockets. So anything that shows us green and red is always
respect how
nice.
many bands do vinyls now because I feel like 15 years ago, like every band that I was in or was friends with, like the idea of doing vinyl was fucking insane.
Yeah. I think by the time this drops, we will have announced Bummer Summer 3 in Chicago, which is the festival that like I put together myself every year. We've got an insane lineup on that. It's us, Bottom Bracket, Arcadia Grey, Palette Knife, Mud Whale, Any Two Words, and Gauntlets.
Any Two Words. My dear friend / adopted son Hunter.
Yes.
Loves Any Two Words.
They are awesome. If they're free, get them on this too. They're a hoot. Yeah. They're just these young rascals who have done. They popped off on TikTok and have done like the Come Up Right, I think, too.
Yeah.
So EP2, listen to it if you have time. If you don't, so I get it. There's a lot of music out there.
If they made it to an hour fucking 20 of the interview,
if you made this far, I'm assuming you give a shit.
Like. If you've made this far and you haven't listened, stop being a dick. Go listen right now. You can miss the end of this. You're fine. So, Nish, thank you for joining me. I fucking love you, man.
Likewise, dude. I love you so much. Thank you so much for having us. It's always a pleasure to come to Chicago soon. We miss you.
Hey man, it's your boy Petty Hendrix, man. You tuned in to Emo Kid Anomalies. Check it out, you did.